show, and we'll go in order of Domingo, Jacob, then Voch, but we have our previous Heisman winner in Lamar Jackson switching to a pro-style offense in Louisville, and I'm gonna question you guys. Does this hurt him going forward, or does it help him going forward into the 2018 NFL Draft?
Oh, man. Lamar, the thing is, he did so much with his legs, and he did so much, tearing defenses up with that duality that he had, that quick step and that burst. And now seeing Petrino limit him in a way and try to lock that down and try to, shift him. I'm curious as to who really called for the shift in offensive game plan or the way they built their team going forward. Maybe it's the personnel around him. I haven't looked too much into what they're returning, with the running backs and wide receivers and their skill positions. But honestly, if they feel that's the best decision and Lamar, I guess, is on top of it and he's ready to go forward in that way, I mean, I don't know. Anytime we saw him drop back and teams started to key in on him, he crumbled ending the season. Like, things fell apart. So if they put a lot of work in the offseason and they, took care of business, it could help him. But honestly, I think it could really hurt him, and people could expose that whole idea, of Lamar Jackson switching to that pro style. I'm sure it's to have his best interest in the NFL at heart, but I don't know how that'll work out for Louisville this season. I mean, you got a lot of hungry defenses in the ACC this year, so that could be really bad.
And Jacob, your thoughts on this?
Well, projecting forward here, the realities, you look at the NFL as you can look at any mobile quarterback. The reality is you have to win from the pocket. Every quarterback that has ever been, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, Michael Vick, those are really the ones that come to mind as the three, the guys that were, anytime you talked about the guys that were going to change, quote unquote, the NFL and the way quarterback was played, it's still a pocket game. The guys, they use their legs as a secondary threat. And Lamar Jackson, if he is able to win from the pocket and throw the ball accurately on time from the pocket, it helps him immensely. Because the reality is, because of his size and the style that he played last year, there's going to be people that ask, whether or not he has to change positions or whether or not he can play quarterback in the National Football League, or whether he has to play a different position, those kinds of things. So I think, I do wonder the same thing Domingo was talking about as far as, who was asking to change those things, because you've heard of people talking about other players wanting to do more things to either help their draft stock or, for example, last year, like, Jabril Peppers not having a position hurting his draft stock. Him being positionless, that didn't help him. So Lamar Jackson doing something more NFL way, helping his draft stock in this way. So if he does well, that's going to help him. If he doesn't do well, obviously, that's just going to add to the questions that are already there.
And Voch, looking into 2018 as a group of polished quarterbacks like this, does this change, in scouts' minds, does this change the look at Lamar Jackson? Does it make them think a little bit differently? And maybe that if he starts looking a little good during the season, that maybe he can transition? Or is this really just trying to show off his skill set and what he can do?
I want that dude to run routes so bad. He can play. He can play quarterback though. I'm not saying he would be a bad quarterback, but damn it, he'd be a crazy good receiver. As far as him transitioning into a pro-style offense, I'm not even going to hold you long on this. Just two comments, really. That could just be more so, just a move to try to do something different with the run game, to try to incorporate different types of formations and things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that affects Lamar, because pro-style offenses still run out of shotgun and they still run pistol formation. So I don't,
That's true.
I don't think there will be too big of a change. And if you're the coach, I'm a former coach, and any coach will tell you if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If Lamar is winning in a certain environment, you don't necessarily change it. You may keep him in one place, but you'll probably move everything else. But you want to keep Lamar as comfortable as you could possibly, possibly have him. And my second point is Lamar is still fast and he can still throw the football. I don't think it'll change. It'll help more, from like, I guess, defensive game plan for Lamar Jackson. It'll just be a different way to prepare for him, and it'll probably bolster his passing stats a little bit. It'll probably make him a little more trusting in his arm, opposed to just running wind sprints faster than everybody else.
I will make one comment about this, and then we will end the show. That if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Lamar Jackson was doing well. The offensive line just needed to do a little bit better to protect him